Hey guys, Dino here, and in this week's episode, I'm going to show you how to use a smartphone, how to drink coffee in slow motion wearing sweet sunglasses, and most importantly, how to locate, sign, and close a corporate SEO client. Alright, these are big time clients. We're going to show you how to have 100% confidence rolling into their downtown office and closing an SEO contract that is worth between $5 and $10K a month. It's all coming up in this week's episode of Dynamik 365. Alright guys, so in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to pitch and land a corporate SEO client. Alright, these deals are worth between 5 and 10K a month. Corporate SEO clients are actually the best clients because they're less maintenance, they pay you more, and it's actually easier SEO. We're going to show you how easy it is. Alright, so first things first, head on over to, I like to start at Yellow Pages. Pick out your actual niche or industry. You can just type that in up there. We did engineering, and particularly we're looking in LA right now. Then what you want to do is you want to go a couple pages back in the Yellow Pages. If they're a couple pages back in the Yellow Pages, they're obviously not paying for sponsored listings. And then if they don't have a photo, then if their profile doesn't look 100% complete on the Yellow Pages, then at this point in time, they're obviously not overly concerned with their SEO, which makes them a great target. Also, of course, if you look in Google, you're most likely not going to be able to find a corporate SEO potential client in Google that has bad SEO. Granted, they have bad SEO, they're not going to be showing up in the search engines. All right, so for the sake of this example, we're going to land on David Evans and Associates. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to pull up your website, and the first thing that I'm looking for here is I'm checking out their on-site SEO. And I particularly like to go after clients that don't even have on-site SEO because you can get them substantial results if they've never done SEO before. So what I'm going to do is I like to hover over and check out their title tag. And this title tag here, you can just see it's their company name, David Evans and Associates Inc. So there's no keywords up there. So I already know that they're not optimizing their title tags on this site. So that's a good first sign of bad SEO. The next thing I like to do is kind of browse their site and see what it is they actually do. So, if I go ahead and click on, it looks like they serve different markets here. If I click on energy, I can kind of get a feel for this company more. What I'm looking at here, again, I'll hover over their title tag to see if that's optimized. We can see it reads David Evans and Associates Inc. What we do, energy. So obviously, again, they're not optimizing for keywords. There's no keywords, keyword terms in that title tag. And the other thing I check out on the interior pages is if there's any keyword URL optimization. You can tell this is horrible. Category _ services _ category = 1. Definitely not optimized for search. This is a perfect potential corporate SEO client because they have terrible SEO, so it would be really easy to help them out. The other thing is too, with considering corporate SEO clients, taking a look at these guys, they do design and build for railroad systems. You can see they actually did a route and conflict mapping for it looks like NASA, where they're with space shuttles. I mean, this is ridiculous. If we're talking about this type of client, you know that they have a massive budget. Any type of design and build where you're doing anything with space shuttles is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So this is a company that's going to have a revenue per year that's in the millions, which means when it comes back to SEO, they're not going to flinch at paying you 5, 6, 7K a month to help them optimize for search. All right, and if they didn't care about SEO, they wouldn't even have a website to begin with. If they were strictly, working through just personal connections. So they're definitely looking for leads online. And so this is a perfect client. They have terrible SEO. Doesn't even look like they've done any SEO, and we know they do big deals. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to do kind of a on-site SEO analysis, more in depth. All right, and so this is a really awesome tool here. You guys have probably heard of it, Screaming Frog. All right, so head on over to Google, type in Screaming Frog. what's going to come up is this really awesome UK company, and they have a free software called Screaming Frog that basically does an entire crawl analysis of any website you give it. So it's called the Screaming Frog SEO Spider. So you can click on this page here. And they have different downloads depending on if you're on a Mac or PC. Again, it's free to download, and they have a really, really great tutorial here on everything that their software does. All right, incredible tutorial. It's going to cut a ton of your personal time that you would manually be doing an SEO crawl for a potential client. All right, so download the software. Once you have the software and you pull it up on your computer, this is what it's going to look like. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to grab our potential client's website. Just going to highlight that. Bam, I'm going to throw it in there, and you hit start. And what the Screaming Frog is going to do is it's going to start crawling every single page, up to 500 pages of the website that you throw in, and it's going to give you a ton of information, more information than you almost need, and but it's going to give you a ton of information. What you can see over here in the left-hand column are the actual website pages, so all the different URLs, and they're listed by number. It gives you like status code, so if it's online, if it's a redirect. Title 1 actually stands for title tag, so it's going to show you all of the title tags with the associated page, which is really, really handy. It's going to show you the title tag length, so Google does 65 characters on average, and so you can see if they are under optimized like they are on the home page here, they're only using 30 characters. Or if they go over 65, you obviously know that that they're going to be cut off in Google, so you're going to want to shorten that a little bit. You can scroll over, and they do meta description. That is, if the client actually has a meta description. Again, with these corporate SEO, with these corporate clients, you'll notice they have terrible SEO, which is awesome. These guys don't even have their meta descriptions set up. Again, meta description length, if they did have their meta descriptions, if it's optimized to the character limit that Google provides, and they even get into the title tags and number of words per page. But you can see this Screaming Frog gives you everything. Export it to your computer, so you'd click export. I've already done this, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what you get when you export it. It looks like it just did there in Screaming Frog. You can see very nicely organized Excel spreadsheet, URLs, content status codes, title tags. What I like to do is, obviously you can expand this so you can see the whole title tag. And what I like to do next is I like to delete all of the columns that have additional, content that we don't necessarily need. So like this title tag, this column where it's just tells us whether the content is in text or image or HTML. Just delete that one because that's not necessary. Status code, don't really need that, so we're going to delete those ones. What I like to kind of do is clean this up a little bit. They have title tag length, which is very useful, and title tags in pixel characters if you're going to get it right down to a science. I like to delete the pixel columns and just look at the length. Again, I'm just trying to make this a little bit cleaner so it's easier to look at. All right, so once you clean it up, here's what the finished version will look like. All right, so here's what I like to do when this thing is completely cleaned up. Is I like to I bold what the categories are at the top: web page URL, title tag, meta description, and then I also like to color sort these so it's just easier on the eyes to read. What I'm also doing here is preparing this to be more visually friendly for client, for a meeting with the client, because that is the next step, is that you're going to want to do a little bit of homework. All right, so what we're looking at here is we're looking at the fact that, one, starting out with the web page URLs, this is crap. I don't know what this is. /staff _ augmentation _ all these category pages that just have random numbers and equal signs and characters. All this is crap. It's just not optimized for search at all. So there's a lot we can do here. So what I like to do is first figure out, okay, this client, if we were going to go after some keywords for them, what would they be? And you kind of get your ducks in a row as if you were going to be presenting this to the client in a moment. But this page here, so let's just say we're going to click on this page and we're going to check it out. All right, so this is one of their service pages where they talk about their design build services. And it says they do engineering design and project management. So we could just take this engineering design and we could throw it into the Google Keyword Planner, and we could figure out what some of the best keywords are relating to engineering design. For the sake of time, we're just going to assume that that is a keyword. I'm sure it is engineering design. So we like to have that in our head. Now what I would do here is I would highlight this actual URL, kind of like I already did. And I would already know in the back of my head that this page should be optimized for engineering design. So if that was the keyword, one of the keywords we were going after on this page, obviously you'd want that keyword used here in the title tag. All right, instead they just have : design build services. They wouldn't even need their company name on this particular page. It's fine just on the home page. So what I would do for here is I would line up about 2 or 3 pages as examples, kind of like this one, where I would have the keyword that should be matched up to that page. I would know that if I was going to optimize this actual URL, it would be davidevanandassociates.com, / engineering design services.aspx. I mean, that would be the ideal URL there. For their title tag, you would obviously want it to be something like engineering design, whatever it is as well, project management, engineering, whatever another keyword might be, engineering, project management. Whatever it is, you'd want to already map out what the best title tag would be, and have those maybe saved on another document, have those in the back of your head. Also what you'd want for the meta description. But essentially what you want to do here is line up 2 or 3 pages and know exactly how they should be optimized for SEO in terms of the URL structure, the title tag, the meta description. Again, if we were to scroll over, we can look at this column, which is the H1 header. So we would know that the keyword would want to be used in the actual H1 header perhaps as well. But have a couple pages lined up like that. And then what you want to do is you want to reach out to the client. All right, and there's 100 ways to reach out to the client. You can get them on the phone. You can send them a cold email. You can run Facebook ads specifically to one niche and call out all engineering project management firms for a free SEO consultation. But what you want to do, and what I like to do, is you get the client on the phone, and because people like things they can feel, touch, see, and understand, you want to walk your client through all of these horrific mistakes on their website. All right, just like I'm doing with you guys here, you would want to do this for the client. And so when you're sending an initial email out to the client, you say, came across your website, you guys are not optimized for search. I see you guys do major projects and I can help generate more traffic, leads, and search engine visibility for you. Do you have time for a 20-minute strategy call? And they say yes or no. If they say yes, this is what you present them on that call. You do a screen share presentation and you walk them through all these mistakes so that they understand what it is you'll be doing for them, what the service and value is you provide. Because otherwise SEO, it's just almost a mythological term that floats around the internet, and people don't know if you're taking your money, if you're taking their money, if you're actually doing any work. But as soon as you show them all the work you're actually going to do, and they're going to be impressed and they're going to understand what it is you're going to do and how it's going to help them, because you'll walk them through it. The other thing is too, the Screaming Frog, if you scroll down, this particular site has, we're scrolling for a while here, it stopped at 477 URLs. So the other thing too is that the client's going to think that you put this entire Excel document together by hand. And I never say that I use a software. I always just tell them, I put together this document for you that outlines every single mistake on your website. And they're going to be blown away by the fact that you organize this and you understand and within your presentation exactly how you can optimize them for different keywords and what they're going to do and how that's read in the search engines. I even go so far as to pull up, if I take like a particular URL, just to show them that this is their title tag. I'll even, while I'm on the call with them, I'll pull up Google and let's see. I'll pull up Google and I'll type that URL into the search bar, and I'll even just show them that, obviously these guys have another URL going on here. So just doing even more research on these guys, you can just tell these guys are a mess. This seems to be another website, duplicate website they have, or this actual URL might not even be, it doesn't even look like it's indexed in search results. All right, so I would just show them your website. If I type in the URL verbatim, it doesn't even come up in search results. That's even wild in itself. So basically what you guys want to do is you just want to use Screaming Frog here to go ahead and show the client exactly what you would be doing for them. Pull up Google, show them that they're not even indexed in Google. And again, because we're talking about these corporate clients, like we said, they're going to have terrible SEO. And you want these big clients because deals are worth more to them. You can charge them more. You can charge more for your services. You can bring them more value. But the larger clients too, they're not nitpicky. So any company that's building and designing routes for NASA space shuttles is not going to flinch at paying you $3K a month to do their SEO. All right. So there's just a short tutorial on how you go ahead and approach and essentially get a corporate SEO client on the line and then go ahead and close them for an awesome deal. You guys want to get into SEO. You guys want to start signing bigger clients because it's actually less management, more value and results for the client, and then your business will actually become more profitable and scale really well. So let us know what you guys thought of this video in some comments below. And what we're going to do is we'll put together another second portion of this series where we walk you through how to actually pitch, follow up, and close with some sales strategy, a little bit bigger clients, how to actually design that proposal and contract. Until then, guys, appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you.
Let's go.